Hello, everyone, and good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Smashi Sports Show. My name is Hisham, and I'm joined today by Majid. How are you, Majid?
I'm good. How are
Good.
you?
I'm good. How are you? It's always nice having the business perspective back on the show. Do you have something to share before we start the episode?
No.
Any business insights you want to share before I'm giving you a chance?
No.
So today's the 23rd of December. It's a Monday morning. Always catch us at 11 a.m. on Mondays and Fridays. You can watch the show on YouTube and Smashi TV, and you can listen to us on your favorite podcast platform: Anghami, Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Podcasts. Today we have very important headlines and news that we want to share that happened across the weekend. But how's your weekend, Majid?
It is good.
How's the last 2 weeks of 2024?
They're exhausting because there's a lot happening, but sometimes they're interesting because the weather is good. So yeah, outside sports-wise, yeah, it's good to go out for a walk.
Yeah.
You don't sweat a lot.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nice weather.
It's very nice to
windy.
go out for a walk, especially when you
Yeah.
have my voice. You can see how I sound, you can see how I look. It's been like this for 2 weeks.
Then it'll be fine. Yeah, everyone goes through this when the temperature changes.
But let me give you a smashy health advice. Stick with vitamins.
Yeah.
Not
Eat your
Panadols,
vegetables.
not any
That's my main
vitamins.
idea. The
Yeah.
more vegetables you eat, the more fruits you eat, you get the vitamins, the necessary vitamins. So yeah, healthy diet helps you avoid the flu. Or even if you get it, like recover quickly. So that's the main idea. Yeah.
Ready for today's episode?
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to share business sites before we start?
No.
Okay. So we'll kick it off with today's first headline that the Arabian Gulf Cup first round has officially kicked off. We saw on Smashy Sports Instagram that we shared the opening, and
Yeah.
it looked very amazing. Please accept my apologies for my voice.
No problem.
Maybe it's auto-tune AI. Just take it that way. So let me kick off with you first of the team that's gonna be participating in this tournament. There are a group of two groups. Group A has Kuwait, Oman, UAE, and Qatar. Group B has Bahrain, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and
Yeah.
Yemen. So actually, I can see that like the groups are quite fair.
I think so, yeah. UAE is a good enough team. Qatar is a World Cup playing team that played a World Cup, so they're good.
Yeah.
Oman and Kuwait, I haven't seen them perform really well, like play, but yeah,
Well,
very nicely managed.
They had the first group play on the 21st on Saturday,
Yeah.
and that led to not really the good start for any fans. Just see the big tournament happen. Kuwait drew with Oman 1-1,
Yeah,
and Qatar drew with UAE 1-1
yeah. I remember UAE beat Qatar recently in their home
at
match,
the qualifications.
yeah, and I was like, bro, this is bad. Like Qatar losing. They played a World Cup, but
Yeah.
still, good match. All goals scored in the first half, 17 minute and 45 plus
Yeah,
1 minute.
but when you look at the status of the UAE versus Qatar, you're like
Yeah,
UAE shot 12 shots.
yeah. And
Qatar only
took-
shot two.
and one was on target for them. So yeah, it was a
One
goal.
was on target, you know.
Yeah.
Position 61-39.
61-39.
No, like
Most
also
probably Qatar's goal was a counter attack. Then
Yeah.
that's the only possibility you
also-
see through the stats.
you know, Qatar really submitted
And
22 fouls.
yeah, so I think the idea, their strategy was very simple. The last time they got scored like 4 goals against them, this time they were like, we'll go Mourinho on them. We'll park a bus. We won't let them have the ball for more than
I
3
remember
seconds.
that in the World Cup qualifications, where you said on paper that, on real life, that Qatar would win, and 3 days after I shut you down, I put the UAE national team shirt on.
Yeah.
I'm like, not me, all right?
Yeah, but
Oh.
no, I think UAE is doing good. It's surprising. I think it's not that like they're not a good team, but beating a good team like Qatar 4-0 was surprising, to be honest.
Alright.
A 1-2, 2-1 would have been fine. But
yeah.
I guess this time Qatar learned their lesson and they were like, just park the bus, get one man up front, we'll just throw him long balls. If he gets a chance, he'll score, and he did. So it was a good draw.
Yeah. Let me share with you more information about this tournament because I'm sure a lot of people doesn't know about this tournament. This tournament is always has 8 teams. It's called the Arabian Gulf Cup,
Yeah.
offered reference simply at the Gulf Cup. It's mainly by the Binya Biennial Association football
Oh,
competition governed by the Arabian Gulf Cup Football Federation.
nice.
Uh, it's 8 member nation. It's a historical tournament. It's like the history of competition has also seen it held very like 3 or 4 years.
Mm.
It wasn't there for the last 3 4 years due to
Okay.
other politics
Mm.
stuff. But it's very good to have it back. The most team or the national team that won this
Kuwait.
tournament is Kuwait by 10
That's interesting,
titles.
right?
Yeah.
They have Saudi,
No,
they
no.
have
Kuwait back in
UAE.
the days was a very strong team in the
Yeah.
GCC.
Yeah.
They were top of UAE, Saudi,
I
KSA.
don't know what happened.
Yeah, and then you have the current champion now is Iraq with 4
Yeah.
titles.
Iraq is a very good team. I've seen them play once or twice. Iran also, I've seen them play. They're very
Iran has
like
a good
good,
team.
very like
They
powerful
also have a
teams.
good football,
Yeah.
futsal. Sorry, they have a good
Yeah.
futsal also community there.
So Iraq are the defending champions right now, and
So yeah,
more matches are there.
yeah, that's the first day of the
Mm.
tournament where Kuwait, as I mentioned, drew with Oman and Qatar drew with UAE. Hopefully, second day there was a big shock happened in the day
Yeah.
after, where Saudi Arabia lost to Bahrain 3-2 in full time, and Iraq beat Yemen 1-0. Like Iraq beating Yemen 1-0, it's an
That's yeah.
expected score, but having Bahrain
Beat Saudi Arabia. That's even more
beat
surprising, to
Saudi
be
Arabia
honest.
3-2,
Yeah.
and
I guess
like
they're missing their star player. Doseri is
Ad-Dosari,
injured.
Abdullah
He's
Ad-Dosari.
out. So Musa Faiz Al Jubair, he scored. Saleh Al Shehri scored. Uh, so it was 19 minute score by Bahrain, 38 by Bahrain. So they were 2-1,
There were
2 nil up.
2-0, then
Then,
2-1,
yeah.
then 3-1.
And then Saleh Al Shehri, 86-minute penalty. They
Yeah,
tried to come
30,
back, but
3-2.
yeah, again, the possession is weird.
You can see,
78% Saudi Arabia.
well,
Like, how did they score 3 goals?
the issue is of having the ball with you. It's very good, but how are you gonna make usage out of
Yeah.
having the ball?
It's like watching Man City, like, having a lot of possession, but they convert.
Having position
Yeah.
is you controlling the
Yeah.
game, but you should take that in advantage for you,
Yeah.
just to like in order for you to know how to control the game and
Yeah.
actually get the win out of it. You can see 17 shots, 6 on targets,
Yeah.
but Bahrain 11 shots, 4 on target, and 3
Yeah.
of them were goals.
So, yeah, but I think it's just that, just don't keep possession.
Number
Do
of
something with it.
number of passes 571 for Saudi compared to 168.
Yeah.
That's almost triple,
Yeah.
not even the double. So I'm sure they controlled the game,
Yeah.
but they couldn't make out of it.
It's just you need quality in the last third. You've played football. I've played football. If you
Yeah.
don't have good scoring strikers or at least center forwards, you can have the ball all you want. But if they don't convert, if you don't have power, and I guess they missed Dosri, 100% they
I,
missed him.
I agree with you because 17 shots, 6 on target. What happened to another 11?
Yeah, all of them were like
11 shots out of target,
Yeah,
like,
so they were just shooting wildly, hoping that one will go in.
I think Bahrain were playing under the ball for sure, having
Yeah.
the counter attack mentality. But
Yeah.
like, uh, I feel the pressure that Saudi is getting, especially after having the ability to
And they recently lost also, remember?
Yeah.
In the qualifiers even, they
Yeah.
lost a match.
They-
So Saudi Pro League is not translating. I think it's not still doing the job that it's supposed to do.
they're very pressured
Yeah.
of having such a big league
And then not performing.
and then having the World Cup coming in 10 years
Yeah.
and they're still not performing.
Yeah.
That is
So they
sorry.
to
That
be
is a
honest,
big
they have
pressure.
to like step up their performance.
Big pressure. Only a good coach and good team that will understand how to take this and shift it into something good. Do you
It's
know
a
what
big
I mean?
task.
Yeah, 100%.
They got Renard.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. So most probably the transition will take time.
My
It's not like
apologies.
he can just come in, jump in, and change the whole game like room.
Yeah,
Uh,
but he won't
he
change
just
it in a
needs
day.
time.
I said again, I think Saudi Arabia needs to start focusing on what's coming.
Yeah,
And I told you again, 2015 generation, 2016, 17.
yeah,
These are the three generations that you start can look up for and invest in the next 10
yeah,
years. Because if you want to have a historical moment for your country in the football industry, this is the generation that will help you get it.
yeah.
And if you can sign Ronaldo JR, that would be perfect, okay? But we don't know how good he is. That was your plan, by the way,
Yeah.
having the small Cristiano.
My idea is just forget everything that happens before 2034. Just build a team for that World Cup. Having so much time is a luxury, to be honest, for any country. Trust me, even if they give you 10 years, Egypt, I know if you have the right people in the right spot and you identify the right talent,
If Egypt is
it's a
gonna,
no-brainer.
I'll tell you something. If Egypt is gonna host the World Cup in 10 days, how old am I? Oh, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult.
Not 10 days, but 10 months even. See,
But
preparation time
if
is,
it's in 10 years, I promise you, if Egypt's gonna host the World Cup in 10 years,
they get an automatic
I'll
qualification.
tell you, I'll
Yeah.
resign. I'll go back home. I'll start playing in the fourth division,
Yeah.
having a 10-year successful seasons, trying to achieve from the first division to the third to the second to the first,
Yeah.
and actually make it where people understand that in the level of 37 years old or 30 years old, I'm a good quality player,
Yeah.
and I am a good quality player. Okay,
You will. It's a very simple plan. To be honest, there is no
that was
complication
so
in it.
eager.
If I was Saudi Arabia right now, I'll have a very simple plan. Just identify the kids from academies. See.
Yes,
Also see.
yes.
Yeah,
Academies. Yeah,
academies.
I'm
Those are
telling you,
the
listen.
breeding grounds for talent, right?
Listen, I just like you. You want honesty, right?
Yeah,
Academies destroy the football industry.
they did.
100%. It depends. If countries who doesn't have a football community, I understand why they have academies.
Yeah.
Okay. And having such great academies, like
Yeah.
here, especially in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, having Man City Academy La Liga,
Yeah.
big achievement and talents are coming out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's be fair. Football in UAE is not like how football in KSA.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying something is better than the other, but there is difference. Like
Yeah.
obviously, football in Egypt is not like football in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Football in Egypt is not like football in UAE. So we're all different from each other, you know. So what I'm saying that, sorry, that KSA has already. You see the stadiums full for each game. Each game is full capacity. You have the community, you have the industry, you have the infrastructure, you have the facilities. Having academies will not take the players anywhere forward. Building the youth is actually having a very good directors in each club where they
Yeah.
invest in players coming out from those, you know. Back in the days, we would used to have hotels and clubs where players from outside the Cairo would come to Cairo 3-4 hour drive,
Yeah.
so they would make places for them to stay. This is how you build a generation, you know. So I see, like I'm sure this is in their plan, and they're gonna do it in a much more advanced way than the way I am saying it.
But yeah, they
But
just need to
us
focus.
just relying on Salim al-Dosari. Salim al-Dosari, because
Yeah.
he's a person, he works in himself, he pushes, he fights, he does this and this and this and this. He wants to be there. He wants to be that local guy around those big stars players
Yeah.
that he's the one-man show that he's trying to
But he's
make
not
his
going to
national
be there
team.
for 2034, right? He's going to be very old. Like
It's going to be like
maybe
40 something. Yeah, it's difficult. That's why 2014, 15, 16, these are the generation that you need to start work on
Yeah.
from now.
So not academies. You just want like a national level setup.
Not a national level. Each club should actually look at their youth.
Ah. But clubs, I don't think the. See, there's a difference. A club has a different interest. A national team has a different. A club's interest is whatever talent they develop, they want them to win titles in Saudi Pro League. They don't think of the larger vision, I guess.
I'll explain to you something.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna specify specific country, but that happens in countries in Africa,
Yeah.
in Europe, America, Latin American, South American, whatever. Okay. You have the first national team.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have the second national team. Okay, which are the under 23, and then you have the Olympics national
Oh,
team, and then right now you would have the generation. Please, guys, accept my apology. You would have national team for 2009, 2008,
yeah,
2007, 6, 5, 4. And each year, 4 is deducted and added the year after. The
yeah.
5 is deducted year after.
Mm,
Why are we doing this? In many countries, Arab countries and European countries, in order for the player to understand what it is to be in a national team,
yeah.
a player to understand what it is to be a professional, a player is having a dream, seeing him going up, 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 reaching somewhere. So that's how I see how you develop. This is how I would. I don't see anyone can do it in any other way.
Yeah. No, I agree completely, but yeah, let's see. Most probably, there's a next round for this tournament as well, so they have a chance to like come back and perform better in the next two matches. But yeah, Saudi Arabia needs to do something. They're not on a good winning streak. They're losing. Qualifiers, they lost the last match they
It's
played.
fine losing a game.
Yeah, so they're playing Yemen next on Wednesday. Oman and Qatar are playing tomorrow. UAE is playing Kuwait, the most winner, 10-time winner. So we'll have to see that. UAE's chances, yeah, I think it's a draw is good enough to start with. One of the big giants, Qatar, they drew against them. So now they have Kuwait. Let's see how they do. After that, they'll be playing Oman. Oman has beaten. Oman also drew with Kuwait. So I guess performance-wise, we'll keep an eye on both of them mainly.
We'll
But
keep
yeah,
an
we'll
eye.
keep an eye on
We'll
all of
keep
them also.
we'll keep an eye on the whole
Yeah.
tournament. Try to give you the latest update happening
Mm,
across all tournament. Also, you can check us on Smashi Sports Instagram where you
yeah.
can find the latest news and update. Moving on to our second headline, still in the Saudi Arabia League,
Yeah.
especially located in Al Nassr Club, where Talisca,
The Brazilian, he is.
the Brazilian Talisca,
Mm,
he's starting to play the games around of maybe wanting to leave, as his name has
mm,
been already linked up with Turkish
yeah.
football club. And I think that came after, when you have in your Instagram bio,
Yeah.
and then you have player at,
Mm,
he removed that sign, so people are assuming that he's trying to show something. Well, you have many ways you see
mm,
that. Maybe he wants to leave. Maybe he's trying to apply more pressure on the team, because Talisca was a Nasr before any of those other players came.
yeah.
He was one of the main heads
He's
in the
like the
team.
initial joiners.
He's also not young.
Mm.
He's also not old. So maybe he's maybe pushing for a raise,
And
better
the guy who
contract.
we can trust, Fabrizio Romano, like whatever he says happens. I don't know how he knows all that
Here
stuff,
we
but he
go.
is saying that Fenerbahce are closing in on a deal to sign him. So details being fixed with all parties involved. So maybe money is being worked out, but I don't think he'll get paid more than Saudi in Turkey. I guess Turkey is not a growing market. They already have established
He's
league.
been look at some leagues. You would enjoy your game
Yeah.
in a specific league, and and you would have many players. You see them
Mm,
playing in a league
yeah.
3, 4, 5 years, and then they will ditch. You know,
Oh,
so maybe he enjoyed his football. He tried his best.
yeah. So yeah. So
Also,
you're saying it's not only about
also,
money.
he's getting that feeling. Maybe he was the star, but when Ronaldo came, and
Yeah, that's also like
I'm
one
saying
of
it
the
this from a
things.
perspective. If I'm like,
To be honest, I
and then
personally, if
someone
I was in,
comes, he's
yeah,
that.
no, if I was in Talisca's shoes, the only thing that I would think of is two things actually, not one thing. One, the money I'm getting. If I'm getting more money in Turkey, I'll go, no problem. But there's one more thing,
Maybe he
adding
wants to play
value.
Champions
If he is
League.
getting good field time, if he's playing good football, I would weigh the option on the basis of the football I'm playing.
Maybe he
If I
miss Europe.
and Fenerbahce is a big club. Fenerbahce is not a small club.
Obviously,
Fenerbahce are
obviously.
like one of the biggest clubs
Turkish
in
league
Turkey.
is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I
I
think it's
remember when
Fenerbahce. Mourinho is the manager.
Fenerbahce. I don't remember
I think Mourinho.
Fenerbahce manager, but yeah, they have big managers. Obviously, they're one of the, yeah. Mourinho is
Yeah,
there, so yeah, Mourinho is getting him. So yeah, playing for Mourinho is always, I guess, a
the
privilege.
famous
Yeah,
three.
three.
Three Premier
But
Leagues to me and two to the other 19 managers. So yeah,
I love this guy. So if I was Talisca, I just realized I'll be playing for Mourinho. Why not? But I think Mourinho is like he's at the end of his career. He's not the same Mourinho. He's spent his prime in Madrid and all the other places he went to.
He spent his prime
But
in Chelsea,
still,
not in
learning
Madrid.
from such a good manager.
His his prime was at Chelsea.
Yeah, his prime was
Mourinho's
at
prime was at Chelsea. Wasn't at Real Madrid because when he was coaching Real Madrid, Messi destroyed him. So yeah,
Yeah.
destroyed the whole team generation, Galacticos,
No, but
Alfantino Perez, La Liga, whatever you wanna call
there's
it.
a documentary on Netflix where they talk to
No,
managers.
also Inter Milan, the
Yeah, he's
triple.
been.
Oh, sorry, Mourinho, the special
Sorry,
one.
Mourinho.
Inter Milan, the triple, Champions League with
Yeah.
Porto. Like
Yeah.
no,
No, but he started with he started the Roma. No, where was he like? Where he was a underdog, no one could.
Porto.
Porto, right? So FC Porto, I remember in the documentary he talks about that time as the best time he's had. So according to him, that was
You
his
know how
best
did
time.
Mourinho kick off his career?
He was
He was
not
a
even a player, right?
he
A
was a
big.
translator
Oh,
for one of the Barcelona managers
nice.
in the first team.
And then,
He kicked it off from there, you know. So,
yeah.
but he has it. He has it.
He has a great footballing mind. He's like one of the top managers right now in the world, to be honest. The big names, right? If
Not
you
right now, but across
like,
history.
yeah,
Yes.
across history, like in the last 2 decades, if you talk about
He
big
won all the European titles.
yeah, he did.
Champions League,
Yeah,
Europa League.
yeah. Like he can be listed with likes of Alex Ferguson, Mancini, Mourinho. He can be listed with all the greats, right? He will be in the top 10 at
Sir
least.
Alex Ferguson is a legacy that.
No, no, if you rank them
Sir Alex
not on the
Ferguson is
basis
just
of
like
titles, just on the
Alex
basis of
Wenger,
effect.
you know. It's just like a legacy that stayed in the club. That
Yeah.
he built it from
I
scratch.
don't think anyone would ever be able to match Alex Ferguson's. Pep Guardiola is trying to do it. Like he's won so much with City, but he still can't be there for like the amount of years Alex Ferguson was with Manchester United. So just saying that on the basis of effect, not titles or not anything, if you list the top 10, Mourinho will be there.
Yeah, for sure. Across
For
the
sure.
world, yeah.
Across the globe, across history.
Yeah.
If you list 10 managers, best club managers, not national team. National team wise, there's no big. I don't ever
Yeah,
think
you would
about
have.
that.
We have a
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, but
You
yeah,
would have great.
he's handled Ronaldo. He's like I remember from that documentary, the most important part was the interviewer asked him, "Bro, how do you manage Ronaldo?" He's like, "I can't teach him to play football. I can't teach him to score goals. I can't teach him anything about football. I only manage his ego." And I was like, "Bro, this is the mentality of a coach." He's like, "I only manage his ego. I only tell him that you're not the only one in the team. I make him humble. That's my job as a manager, to make him realize he's a part of a group of 11 people. He's not the person, he is a part of the team." So I was like, this kind of mentality you need in a coach, that you're dealing with like a generational superstar and you're telling him, "Bro, calm down." Come down and calm down and be humble. You're part of a whole. It's like a
Foundation.
well-oiled machinery,
Yeah.
and you're just a peg in it. You're not the peg. You're just a peg. So yeah. So these managers,
You're
the
one
way
of
they
us.
think, yeah.
You're not the
I just
one.
want to see. I haven't seen the Manchester City documentary.
All in or nothing.
Yeah, I don't think they have monologues from Pep. It's just like a behind the scenes they have.
But you have Pep in the dressing room.
Yeah, but I want to see Pep talk about football someday in this detail, like Mourinho has done it, or Alex Ferguson has done
It's
it.
a level of football. I'll tell you from my experience. It's a level of football that you won't understand because he sees the game in a different
Yeah.
way.
I just want to see him talking about it
Yeah,
someday
he sees
in a
the game
documentary
in
for
a
half an hour.
very different way.
Yeah.
That he makes it look while he's speaking, it looks so easy.
Yeah, but it's nearly impossible to achieve
Like
by anyone else.
when I saw all in or nothing for Arsenal, and I saw Arteta behind, just like our normal managers we saw in the dressing
Yeah.
room. But Guardiola, two managers I saw behind the scenes, they were like, whoa. Guardiola and Zizou.
Zizou. That with Zizou, I think it's more. He's not a manager or coach. He's more like an experience sharer because he's been through so many
Because when
things,
you have
Champions
Ancelotti,
League
yeah,
matches. So he shares his experience, and like, see, I think every manager has a way. Guardiola tactically is so crazy that he'll teach you everything on the
because
field, and you can execute
yes,
it on the
because
match.
mainly what we see on the documentaries that we would see the talk on
Yeah,
the dressing room, but they won't show you the proper tactic due to
yeah,
confidentiality
obviously.
on ground. So he knows how to make his players memorize very
Yeah,
well. He
everything that
makes them memorize a
I
lot.
can blindly pass there, and I know De Bruyne will be there or this guy will be there, and
But working with Mourinho, you'll enjoy more in the training ground than actually seeing apply on the pitch. That's why
yeah,
you're happy. But when you see him talking in the dressing room, trying to, it's different.
yeah,
Because like you would see any other like Mourinho, you would see him just like any other coach. Ancelotti is just like this old experience gaffer that you
yeah.
just have to like. If you miss out, if you shoot the ball outside, you just have to look on the side eye and just see his reaction because you're
Yeah,
scared of him. But Zidane and Pep Guardiola,
yeah. They're the different
phenomenal,
breed. But yeah,
phenomenal,
coming back, Talisca is
phenomenal. Yeah,
most probably going to
Talisca's playing his
Fenerbahce.
game around,
Yeah,
trying to see where it will take him.
yeah,
But hopefully, he's a very good player. He's a very working player. Also, what I like about Al Nassr that they have a lot of local players
yeah,
coming around and going up.
yeah,
I think it's a good and thing that having Talisca not be there because this will give an opportunity for other players.
yeah,
They have Gharib. This guy
yeah.
is
Kareem is like,
amazing.
yeah, he's amazing.
I think he will have more chances to play. So I think if Al-Nassr made him leave, they have an opportunity to bring out such a local, inspiring person
Yeah,
to be on the field. That will also help the KSA national team.
yeah. Eventually, they need to build at least 4 or 5 players for every position. They need defenders, centre backs, or at least they should have 3 or 4 options. Right back, right wing back, whatever formation they're trying to play, right back, right wing back, whatever. They need to create at least a pool of players uh, in like obviously preference order that this guy is our top priority if he's like sick,
Legends
not
say
yeah,
any team can defend,
yeah,
but not any team can attack.
yeah. I know,
If you bring someone who doesn't know how to play football,
yeah,
he will cut the ball at least once or twice.
yeah,
But if you put him a forward, he will not touch the ball. Do you agree?
yeah. I agree with this,
For me,
hundred
if I'm
percent.
building a team, I'm telling you, good goalkeeper. Because a good goalkeeper, it's the last man in the pitch.
Yeah.
He will know how to make the four defenders in front of him.
Yeah, I realize that. If have you played
I'll
as a
make it. I promise
have
you.
you
I
played
promise
as
you.
a
I'm telling you. I'll
goalkeeper?
make it one day. I'll make it one
No,
day.
when you play football,
You will
like
see me standing on the sideline and just
no, as a player, when you play football, do you guys have like switching goalkeepers or you have a fixed goalkeeper? Because I
no
remember
fix. No. Like in a club or at like on the streets.
randomly, like
No,
when
randomly.
you're
No.
playing
When we
actually.
play like five aside with the boys, we will change every goal.
Yeah, so you can see I've played as goalkeeper. Whenever I moved there, I could see the whole
I
pitch,
love playing as
and
a goalkeeper.
I could see. So it was for me as a goalkeeper is more about managing the team. Oh, cover that guy, this guy. So I always thought why would they make the goalkeeper the captain? But then the very first time I stood there, I realized I can see everything.
Having a good keeper,
Yeah, so it's very important.
a good attacker, and two great midfields.
Yeah,
That's all I need in life.
that's like the sauce
One
for
goalkeeper,
success.
two midfields,
And one
a
attack.
poacher.
Yeah.
Finito. Finito. I'll destroy any opponent. And if we're losing anything, I'll just warm up myself and just go in.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll win. No, but it's yeah. Tactics wise, I also now after playing as a keeper, I realize he has the. Usually, when you see a like City like team who are playing half midfield, the defending are standing on the half line. You think, oh, what the goalkeeper is doing? He's just standing there. He's actually organizing them. He knows
Yeah.
when and where which guy is missing, which guy is making the run.
If you
He
want
runs the whole team from the behind.
A good defensive structure comes always from the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Where you always get the attack starting from
Yeah,
the goalkeeper.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Who is your favorite goalkeeper in recent times?
in recent times,
Alisson. Who's that City guy?
it's very tight to say.
City guy is.
Nah,
Why did I forget his name?
I think
The tattooed guy, the neck tattoo.
Ederson.
Ederson and Alisson. Yeah. For me, they were like the duo when Liverpool and City were fighting. Do you like De Gea? That's the question I was trying to
De
like.
Gea? No, I don't like De Gea.
Yeah, I
Look,
always thought he
you'd
made.
have. Look,
Yeah.
I would always say when I was like maturely watching pure football, you would have 2006. Who's the best goalkeeper? Buffon.
Casillas.
Buffon.
I liked Casillas.
He won the World Cup.
Yeah, he won the World Cup. So
And
yeah.
then you had in 2010 Casillas.
Iker
They won the World
Casillas.
Cup.
Yeah.
14 Manuel Neuer. They won the World
Yeah,
Cup.
they won the World Cup.
So for me, Casillas is. I don't like short goalkeepers, but for me, to be honest,
Yeah.
Manuel Neuer is in another level.
Yeah, no. But I always liked
His consistency.
his consistency.
Consistency is a very, very, very important matter for you to understand. Just playing the game, you can be good for a season too, but
Yeah.
having consistency for like 10, 12, fucking 15 years, you're
Yeah.
just being the best, you know? Excuse me.
German. What was his name? The German goalkeeper, Oliver Kahn.
Oliver.
Like
No,
he was one of the
but
keepers at
we
that
haven't-
time. Yeah.
We haven't watched him properly.
No, I have. I'm older than you, like 3-4 years. I've seen the World Cup where
Baltazar, was my
Brazil
like,
won.
oldest goalkeeper that I
Cafu's
watched.
last World Cup.
Also,
Brazil
Di-
won. I saw that World Cup.
Dida was a very good.
Dida was very
Dida
good,
was
but
a
but he
very
had a
good-
very great Brazilian team in front of him because I've seen Dida play also like for 2-3 years. I've seen him play 2 World Cups. I always thought he had a great team in front of him.
Dida was.
Yeah, Dida was good.
He was different
Yeah.
because his height,
Yeah, his
and
height.
usually we'd have tall keepers.
Yeah.
They wouldn't like, really make
Yeah,
it in.
but Oliver Kahn, bro, he was a different monster.
but-
Do you remember Barthez? France?
Yeah, I didn't like him.
I never knew why he became a keeper.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And he used to be.
People
very
loved
bad.
him, by the way.
I get it. But at the end, as we say,
Yeah.
right now, I don't think they're all similar to each other, like Ederson.
Because
Alisson.
technology and techniques, they've become so institutionalized and like bookish. They know how to do what. But then the X factor makes you special. Like Neuer has an X factor.
Do you want to know for me who's the best goalkeeper in the world?
Like throughout history or like recently?
No, throughout history? And I think you're going to Google him because you don't know him. Isam al-Hadari.
He'll be an Egyptian, right? No?
He's the GOAT.
Egyptian?
Yes. Just write
I know.
Hassan. Just
You
write
have
Hassan-
this Egyptian
no,
bias.
No. Just write Hassan al-Hadari.
Oh, okay.
Trust me.
What's the spelling? Isam or Hisam?
ESSAM
Isam.
LEL Hadari HARDY.
Okay. Okay. He's good. No.
He played World Cup when he was 42 years old. And you know what? He was the oldest keeper in the World Cup
Oh.
history to save a penalty. Yeah, now gets a prize. Telling me that I'm biased, whatever you just said.
Nice.
Now it makes sense.
So yeah, there's hidden gems also in the
Yeah,
world we
obviously.
don't know about.
And
but
that, I don't know, the Mexican goalkeeper with the band, what is his name? What was his
the
name?
guy who
Aziz?
did the scorpion kick,
I'm not sure. No, not this one.
the other one.
Yeah.
I now
Yeah, did
remember
you get
his
him?
face inside the
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to our last story that should be covered by Abdulaziz, but he has 2 things also to do. Sharjah completed a very great comeback against Al Bataeh by claiming a victory of 90-86. And let's say DeMarco, since he's ever won against Bahrain, he's been freestyling and playing street basketball in order for him to get back.
Let's show a magic trick to people.
Yeah, so
Let's show a magic trick.
it's very great. Oh, there we go.
Brought in a basketball special.
So Aziz, talk us through that game. You were there live. How did it feel? Tell
Again,
us.
I'm the basketball guy here, so
Yeah.
guys,
Okay.
what do you want to know?
Tell us
me.
about the comeback of Sharjah against Al
The
Bataeh.
comeback of Sharjah against Al Bataeh. First of all, I want to congratulate Bataeh because
They did a very
didn't
good game.
Exactly,
They did a very good game.
They had the best game of the season so far, and they didn't have the roster wasn't complete, so they had some players from going in and going back and forth in the team. And yesterday they really played good basketball. I mean, we don't see these kind of scores, 80 points a
In-
game,
in the
90 points a
UAE
game.
league, yeah.
in the UAE, and
I agree.
that shows a very good level of evolving basketball in UAE. But Sharjah didn't let them go for it. And Sharjah didn't didn't let them get that W, and we saw DeMarco again showing off his skills and handling the last quarter, because basketball, it's always about the last quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to keep it to the last second, and I think he scored the last 10 to 12 points.
Yes.
And
He's been scoring so
his-
much in
his-
the last couple of games.
I mean, when he goes off, just he doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to see. And he's been doing that with the national team, with clubs. So whenever the
It was a
environment
good
is-
option for him. I remember when he didn't have a club, it's good for him that he chose Sharjah club as his club, because DeMarco needs to be treated in a different way. That you need to surround his mentality. He's a very good, talented player. He used to play for my home club, Zamalek, so I know what type of player he is. Those very skilled players, like the Brazilians in football. Now
The
they're
Brazilians in football,
they're
the American in basketball,
They're
even.
Americans in basketball. They need to understand they need to be treated in a specific way. You need to get inside their minds. He was slacking for a few times, but now he's back on track. It's very good that the league is hyping up. Games are running up. You can also
and also we can see the performance of his teammates. His teammates are also evolving to his level in a way. Latif,
Nah,
Rashid.
but Latif has been in a good form the last 3 years. To be honest, I've been tracking the player for the last 3 years.
I know,
like,
but we need them to get good. We need them to be good and consistent to keep that level at all the games.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
agree.
superstars are.
I
That's how
agree.
super basketball teams are.
The Smashi Sports Show will have a few quiet players coming over for interviews very
That's
soon.
interesting.
We just don't want to announce right now. We will announce at the right time. Thank you, Aziz. Thank you for this small, beautiful segment.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching us. You can watch the full episode on Smashi TV, Video Audio, and you can listen to us on your favorite podcast platform, and Remy, Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Podcast. And you can also listen to us every Friday and Monday at 11 a.m.
Also, don't forget to check the highlights, the behind the scenes. Huh? Everything is on the app.
For all your favorite basketball, handball, and volleyball teams are available on Smashi TV, and also all home games for Precision. They had a hard loss yesterday, but they're still on top of the league. Thanks for everyone who's listening and watching us. This was Smashi Sport Show, a Smashi production under the Augustus Media Network podcast. See you on Friday at 11 a.m.
See you guys. Thank you.